Hello, this is an even game played on IGS where black won by 5.5, so quite close. But in this game, black lost plenty of points in the top during a co-fight. This shouldn't happen. The opening was really good for black, so let's check it out. How it turned into such a close game. Probably there's a tendency to play passive when being ahead and comfortable, and it happens to all the players. So here, white could attack the top left corner instead in order to prevent the second Shimari. Also, white could make his own Shimari in the lower left corner. So black comes in, white decides to attach, but here white can attach in the corner, and this would be the territorial follow-up. And also, white can put pressure with a Keima like this if he wants to go for outside thickness. There are all kind of Josekis here. This would be a 4 sequence and quite an easy Joseki. So black gets the corner, white takes the outside, and now black needs to do something to limit the Moyos. So we have the attach, Hane, pull back, Nobi. Here black can also play the Hane, and now white will decide whether to cut in the corner or cut on the outside. This Hane works only when black, white needs to have the ladder, hang on. Yeah, so if white cuts in the corner, this is actually good for black, because when white set up the ladder will go in R16. Therefore, white has to play here, which is a bit more painful. So black should consider f3. F2, it's safe also. White attaches, that's fine. Block, Atari, connect. Now, the Joseki is actually descent here for white. Black extends for a base on the outside to prevent being pressed too low, and white extends also to make a base on the left side. This is a basic pattern. Then black approaches the corner or Sansan invasion. So when white plays a move like this, black is very happy to play Atari b3. It's actually good directional play to play this Atari. If black plays Atari from the other side, white descends and then gets 2 forcing moves to become very thick towards the left side. So this would be greedy for black. Therefore, Atari under is the right choice. Now white's formation is quite heavy, and at some point white needs another move around here. And this position ends up pretty flat for white. So now white attacks the top left corner, which is good. Black defends here. Also good. Keep the corner. Black has the option to play Keima and go for this Joseki where black is strong towards the left side. Then, being a double wing formation on the right side, black should really hurry and invade the Sansan. So attach first, the classic Joseki. Well, here white can just play solid and then extend towards the top at K17 is very solid. But nothing wrong with this. Playing the hanging connection, white wants to extend further. In fact, white extend a little bit too far. So peep first. If white wants to resist against this peep, white can block this way. And then when black plays the Hane under, which prepares the Atari at F16, white can go F13, black extends to the top, and white goes for Moya on the left side. So this is some sort of trade Joseki. White is giving up the top to get some potential on the left side. But white connected solid, and it's a little bit heavy. Black extends up D14, that's good. And now white extends all the way to M17. This is a bit too much. The extension should still be L17. When white goes all the way to M17, it leaves an invasion point at K17. Anyway, right now black doesn't have to worry about that. It's still bigger to invade R3 and see whether white will block this side or the other side. This is a large point. Now black extends at R13, that's also a pretty big point, but here it wants to go all the way to R12. Because anyway there are invasion points in the corner. White can come inside here or attach R17, so it still doesn't fix the problem. But this can wait. Now white played a move that's actually a thank you move, because playing this forcing move, black defends with Q16, that's very good, and this connects both the right and the top stone. So black's position is excellent in the top end. There is no more Sansan invasion, so P15, it's more like a doctor move, it fixes the problem in that corner. And then a one space jump, that's not even necessary. White can jump from the top in order to keep a connection to P15, and also get rid of the invasion Agi. Like this, black is just happy to play away. So black got another big Fuseki point, this early Sansan invasion, because of the double wing situation. That's good. Here white can play Keima or Hane, and Nobi or Hane and double Hane. This is actually pretty fine for white. But push and then black plays Keima, that's fine. Now this Kosumi wants to protect the top and get rid of the Agi, but actually for white it's interesting to play something like c12 because this is threatening the cut at c15. So black might double up here, then white can jump out or extend to the left side in order to secure this d5 group. So it's more interesting to play something on the left side because the left side is the most open place on the board right now. Black extends here, but it doesn't have to be that far. It's good enough to play c10, so when white comes in, it's easier to surround that stone. Besides, c10 still puts some pressure on d5. When white extends here, there is no base on the left side, black can easily jump, and when white jumps out towards the right, there's also not such a big deal, because the group is just connecting to survive, so black can play from the other sides and then reduce the center coming from the left. Playing c9, it's a little bit overstretched and white can jump in, but for white it's still more interesting to play moves and work his center. So try to set up a moyo. But he went for the invasion. Now here, with this invasion, white is actually looking at c15. So black can play either Kosumi d10 and push white's heavy group into the center, and in the meantime get strong enough to attack the e4 group. So e4 group must go out here. Now if white simply escapes to the middle like this, black is happy to play g4 and surround this heavy group on the left side. This would be a nice corner. And then if white cuts the top like this, you can just discard a couple of stones because the left side, it's really worth it. So that would be a good trade for black. Now cap and Keima, it's an option too, but another way is to play a one space jump, white jumps 2, then Kosumi. This Kosumi will fix the problem in the corner, there's nothing to worry about, and the Kosumi at c13, it's also threatening the b11 attach. And when white jumps along to save his group into the middle, again we come to attack the lower left corner. So this was one critical moment of the game. Black caps, then Kosumi, and now Nobi here. Instead of Nobi, it's still more interesting to jump. Even if white turns and his shape is pretty good to go out into the center, he has a problem on the bottom. I mean this lower left corner again. So Nobi, but the fight here in the end went pretty good for black. Black can play Atari here first, gives white a bad shape, then connects under, and now white has to capture the stone, and in which case black has another forcing move. If white takes this way, black will Atari again and the shape is just too ugly. But also when white Nobi, black can push along, but right now these are just Kikashi moves, so black can play wherever he wants. For example, come back and fix the problem in the corner. There's a problem with the Keima d14. White can use this kind of move, then try to connect under and separate those stones in the center. So black should pay attention and play c13 eventually. Okay, this was good. Now black comes from the bottom, that's fine too. This invasion, it's a bit too much. It's gonna hurt the corner. It's more interesting to play r7 and then come in the center from the left side. Something like this with a cap. Because playing this invasion, when white goes for Kosumitsuke, white has a follow-up at r2. So normally black has to go r2 and white will cover this stone. Now when black comes out to damage the moyo, white can Hane in the corner, and it's a bit tough for the group on the right side, so black needs to go out in the middle again. White played a pretty strange move. He's trying to cut, but actually it helps black get stronger. So Hane once. That push is not enough. It's better to play Hane directly or think about this attach and then cut and get these outside forcing moves. So white gets strong in the middle, black needs to go out, then the Hane becomes Sente, and now it's a fight. So both groups are running into the middle, but white is pretty strong, so this would be a good opportunity for white to come back in the game, but he kind of missed it. So black goes out. So let's see how the fight develops. Yeah, black goes out. That's good. Keep point. Cap, that's also very good because white has to connect to the left. And Kema. Yeah, the shapes are pretty good here for black. So white's Moyo is vanished. Push along. Here is good to push one more time. And in the middle, instead of Kema, which can be cut, it's better to play a one space jump. But now white can turn in center on the right side to force black make twice like this or descent. That's why it's good to push again. If white answers, then you leave it. If white doesn't answer, then you make some more points on the right. This is a little bit thin. White can go on a counter attack this way and then try to chase the whole group. Actually not too easy, huh? In fact it is. So attach. On this attach, black can just Hane. Keep white blocked and black can leave the position like this. If black pushes here and white Hane, Atari, white is still thin. So when white connects the stone, black can jump again. If white blocks here, black can catch this stone later and it's a good endgame. So this Hane can wait. Something in the middle, it's interesting. For example, this move, threatening to enter the top, white will answer, then some other move in the center like this in order to create some points here where there was nothing before. And now it's good enough. I mean, black has a lot of territory already and no weak groups. So when white plays this move, he's actually threatening to cut, but black can just bump. Then if white pushes ahead, black will block. It doesn't work to push and cut, oops, like this, because black will capture the stones on the left side. So white has to pull back like this, and then black will just make a bamboo connection or a solid connection, and that's it. The corner is safe. So remember the bump, this is a good move. If white pulls back, then tiger mouth, nice shape to connect. Also, black can play simply here and then think about b12, but the bump puts more pressure on white, keeps white low. So after this push and another push, this is a wishful thinking move, better play the peep. Then black needs to come back, for example c15. This kind of move is like saying, okay, I play here, my opponent doesn't see what I try to do, and then I cut him. But you never play two moves in a row. So it's obvious that white will play here, and actually this exchange helps white more than black. But if black plays the peep and white connects, black should never think about these two moves because they are obviously miai when black takes one, white takes the other. So Atari, an invasion here. That looks a little bit too much. It hurts the corner actually. So the proper way to reduce the top are moves coming from the center this way, or even this way, because it will force white connect and get a lower position in the top. But black should still come back and protect his corner. So this can be risky because now the corner is in trouble. Oh, when white cuts, black can actually play Atari and sacrifice the two stones, then come out. So this way, white makes size in the top capturing two stones, but black also compensates by damaging the top area. This game it's a bit thin. Oh, black could still play that combination in the top. So instead of playing here, Atari and go down. Well, normally black wants to play this move and descend, and if white captures, Atari from behind. If white comes here, Atari again, throw in, Atari one more time, and in the end, white doesn't even have two eyes yet. So this will be the situation, and later on, black can also capture three stones. But the problem here is when black goes for this variation, white can descend again. And now when black connects here, white links under and the corner dies. I mean, if something like this happens, there is no way for black to live inside the corner. And if black plays around here, white captures, and now there is no more squeeze. And that's all because white had the stones at b14. So black connects, but actually Atari here and push its center, and then should connect with a bamboo like this, because when white pushes here you're connected, when white plays like this you connect in the top, and now you fight differently in the center. Just leave one stone die and make a lot more territory. So this way black can win the game by a lot. Now white went down, and then there's the idea of cutting at e13, so black needs either this move or pull back or Atari. This shape it's a bit thin, normally just one space jump, create a tiger mouth formation. Sorry, the dog face. This one still leaves Agi here, or the cuts. Pull back is good. So now we have the co-fight, and this cost black lots of points. Well, white didn't find a very big co-threat, but this was good enough. It's okay to push one time, because there is no way for white to get inside the middle next. I mean, when white pushes here, there's Hane and then Shortage of Liberties. So that push should be played. Push first. No, actually, this can wait. Just block, because Atari, you connect, cut, you go Atari, and connect. So there's no danger in the center. Like this, you let white push inside more. But white couldn't get so much profit there anyway. Fine. Take the stone in center. Actually here, black can go inside with a jump. If white pushes, block. When white protects here, black connects like this and destroys more points. But, this variation is better to stay center. White should block like that. But now it's really close, and small endgame can decide. That's fine. Big to connect under on the right side. White could always play S8 in center. That saved a few points. This push is big, but actually here white could Keima or even monkey jump and gain more points this way. That's only a 1 point push for black. Yeah, that's fine. Center. This push is really important, because later when you turn, white has to play another move inside. This was good too. Yeah, that's connection in center. So again, push here first. If white comes inside, you connect the stone. If white cuts, then you cover. Good. And that's pretty much it. So a rather peaceful game, with one serious critical moment in the top left area where black could lose less points and make it a big win. But overall, this felt like a game where black was in control all the time. Well done on this one, and keep on going up.